Hello everyone. In the last lecture we have seen about the permutations. Now in this lecture we will study about the combinations and recurrence relations. Now let's see first what is meant by the combinations. A combination is a mathematical technique that determines the number of possible arrangements in a collection of objects where the order of the selection does not matter. So this sentence is very important because the order of the selection does not matter. In combinations, the objects can be selected in any order. So same sentence but different sentences but the same meaning. The order of the selection does not matter and the objects can be selected in any order. So that's why the combinations can be confused with the permutations, because permutations also same, the collection of objects and we are selected from that collection of the objects, but there is a slight difference between the permutation and the combination. So what is the difference? Actually we will discuss this difference in our next PPT, but now I am telling that in the permutation the objects can be selected, means arrangements or order is very order matters, but in the combination the order of the objects or the selection of the objects does not matter, because in permutations the order of the selected objects is very essential. For example, the arrangements AB and the BA are both are equal in the combinations, means consider as just one arrangement, but in the permutations these arrangements, means AB and the BA, these two arrangements are totally different, because in the permutations order does matter, but in the combinations the order doesn't matter. Now see here the theorem second. In the last lecture we have seen about the theorem first, which is regarding the permutations. Now this is the theorem second, which is regarding the combinations. The number of the R combinations of a set with n elements, where n is a non-negative integer and r is an integer with r is greater than equal to 0 and less than equal to n, that equals C of nr. So see here, C stands for the combination. This is the notation for the combination. C of nr is equal to n factorial divided by r factorial of in bracket n minus r factorial. So in this formula, where n stands for the total number of elements in a set and r stands for the number of the selected objects, where the order of the objects is not important, means not essential. This is our formula for the combination. Now see here the proof of this theorem. The R combinations, the R permutations of the set can be obtained by forming the C of nr R combinations of the set, and then the ordering the elements in each R combinations, which can be done in P of R, R ways. So here the R combinations can be obtained by using C of nr, but the ordering the elements in each R combinations, which can be done in P of R, R ways. So finally we get P of nr is equal to C of n, r into P of R, r. So this implies that, or by solving or by simplifying this equation, we get here C of nr is equal to P of n, r divided by P of R, r. So as we know that P of nr is equal to, this formula is equal to n factorial divided by n minus r factorial. So same formula can be applied for the P of r comma r. So we get here r factorial divided by r minus r factorial. So here in this formula r minus r get cancelled and remains here r factorial. So by simplifying this we finally get n factorial divided by r factorial in bracket n minus r factorial. So this is our the formula for the combination. C of nr is equal to n factorial divided by r factorial of n minus r factorial. Next, so see here the corollary second, which is regarding the combination. Let n and r be non-negative integers with r is less than equal to n. Then C of n comma r is equal to C of n comma n minus r. So this is our corollary second. Now see here the proof. From the theorem second, it follows that. So from using the theorem second, we get here C of n comma r is equal to n factorial divided by r factorial of n minus r factorial. So this formula we got from the theorem second. So this formula can be used here to prove the corollary second. Then C of n comma n minus r is equal to n factorial divided by n minus r factorial in bracket n minus r factorial. So by simplifying this formula, n minus n gets cancelled and only remains n minus r and r factorial. So see here we finally get n factorial divided by n minus r factorial and r factorial. Next, so see here the example of the combinations. The question is here, how many ways are there to select 5 players from a 10-member tennis team to make a trip to a match at another school? So how many players are there? From a 10-member tennis player, from that we have to select the 5 players. So the answer is given by the number of 5 combinations of a set with 10 elements. Means from the 10 players we have to select the 5 players. So by using the theorem second or the combinations formula, the number of such combinations is C of n r. Here n is 10 and r is 5. So applying the formula 10 factorial divided by r n factorial divided by n minus r factorial, that is 5 factorial, and n minus r, that is 10 minus 5 factorial, is equal to the 252 such combinations are there. Understood? Next, see the another example. Question is here, a group of 30 people have been trained as astronauts to go on the first mission to Mars. So how many ways are there to select a crew of 6 people to go on to this mission, and assuming that all crew members have the same job? So in the question we have given the 30 people, and from that 30 people we have to select a crew of 6 people only to go on to this Mars mission. So see here the solution. The number of ways to select a crew of 6 from the 30 people is the number of 6 combinations of a set with 30 elements, because the order in which these people are chosen does not matter. That's why we have to choose the 6 people from the 30 people. So by using the theorem second or by using the combinations formula, the number of such combinations is C of n r, same N stands for the 30 and R stands for the 6. So n factorial, that is 30 factorial, divided by R factorial, that is 6 factorial, and n minus R, 30 minus 6, 24 factorial, is equal to 593,775. So these number of such combinations are there to select a crew of 6 people to go on to this Mars mission. Next, see here another example of the combination. Suppose there are 9 faculty members in the mathematics department and 11 in the computer science department. Then how many ways are there to select a committee to develop a discrete mathematics course at college? If the committee is to consist of 3 faculty members from mathematics department and 4 from the computer science department. So you got the question? 9 faculty members are there in the mathematics department and 11 in the CSE department. So question is there, how many ways are there to select a committee? So their committee has to be formed to develop a discrete mathematics course at the college, and that committee has to consist 3 faculty members from mathematics department and 4 from the CSE. Now see here the solution. By the product rule, the answer is the product of the number of 3 combinations of a set with 9 elements, because in the mathematics department 9 faculty members are there, and from that mathematics department we have to choose only 3 members. So 3 combinations of a set with 9 elements. Same, and the number of the 4 combinations of a set with 11 elements. So what is that? In the question given, we have to select only 4 members from the mathematics department, and mathematics department people are totally 11. So we have to choose 4 combinations of a set with 11 elements. So by using the theorem second, the number of ways to select the committee is C of 9, 3, that is 9 faculty members from the 3 faculty members from the 9. Similarly, into C of 11, 4 means from the 11 group members and 11 members in the CSE department, we have to choose only 4 members. So apply the formula of the combinations. We got here 9 factorial divided by 3 factorial into 6 factorial into 11 factorial divided by 4 factorial into 7 factorial. So after multiplying, we get 27,722. So these number of ways to select the committee are there. Next, now see here the difference between the permutation and the combination. So I have given choose here the real life example here. Suppose there is a fruit salad is there, and that fruit salad is a combination of apples, grapes and bananas. So after making the fruit salad, we don't care what order the fruits are in. Okay, so they could also be bananas, grapes and apples, or grapes, apples and bananas. It's the same fruit salad, because here order doesn't matter. Okay, now see here the another example, real life example. The combination to the safe is 472. So safe, the meaning of safe here, you can assume that the locker or any type of locker. Okay, so that code of that locker is 472. Now we do care about the order, because here order must matter here, because if we put the number 724 to unlock that locker, then it won't work. Similarly, if we put the number 247 in the locker to unlock that lock, then it also won't work, because that number of that locker is 472. So it has to be exactly 4, 7 and 2. Then and then only that locker can be unlocked. Okay, so here in the first example order doesn't matter, but in the second example order does matter. When the order doesn't matter, it is a combination. But when the order does matter, it is a permutation. So in other words, we can say that permutations are for lists, means order matters, and combinations are for the groups, because in the combination order doesn't matter. So there is a this is our difference between the permutation and the combination. Okay. Now let's see our next point, which is the recurrence relations. So what is the recurrence relations? In the counting problems, in many counting problems cannot be solved easily using the methods like the permutation and the combinations. So what we should do at that time? So such type of the examples which can't be solved by using the permutation and combinations, that can be solved by finding the relationships, and that relationship is called as a recurrence relations. The procedure for finding the terms of a sequence in a recursive manner is called as a recurrence relation. A recurrence relation relates the nth term of a sequence to its predecessors, means previous terms. A recurrence relation for a sequence A0, A1, A2 is a formula or equation that relates each term an to certain of its predecessors, means previous terms like a0, a1 and up to an minus 1. For example, the number of the bacteria in a colony doubles every year. If a colony begins with 5 bacteria, then how many will be present in n hours? So this is our question here. So to solve this kind of the problem, let an be the number of bacteria at the end of the n hours. Because the number of bacteria doubles every hour, the relationship must be an is equal to 2 an minus 1 wholes. Okay, whenever n is a positive integer. So how we can get the relationship an is equal to 2 an minus 1? Because the bacteria doubles every hour. That's why we get 2 an minus 1. So this relationship together with the initial condition a0 is equal to or a0 is equal to 5. How we can get this a0 is equal to 5? But because in the question itself it is given, what if a colony begins with 5 factorial? So our initial condition is a0 is equal to 5. So by using this initial condition, uniquely determines an for all non-negative integers n. So this is our introduction and definition about the recurrence relation. Now see here the definition of the recurrence relation. A recurrence relation for the sequence an is an equation that expresses an in terms of one or more of the previous terms of the sequence, namely a0, a1 up to an minus 1. So for all integers n with n is greater than or equal to n0, where n0 is a non-negative integer. So this is the definition of the recurrence relation. A sequence is called a solution of the recurrence relation if its terms satisfy the recurrence relation. So what is that sequence? a0, a1, an minus 1. So this sequence is a solution of the recurrence relation if its terms satisfy the recurrence relation. So what is that sequence? Suppose for example we take the Fibonacci sequence. So what is that sequence? Fibonacci sequence is f0, f1, f2. So we can define that sequence by using the initial condition. f0 is equal to 1 and f1 is equal to 1. So how we can get the recurrence relation? So by using that, we can say that recurrence relation is Fn is equal to Fn minus 1 plus Fn minus 2. So this is one kind of the example of the recurrence relation, Fibonacci sequence. Next. Okay, we will stop here, and the example of the recurrence relation and details of the recurrence relation we will see in the next lecture. Okay, thank you.